Rob and Slim Show.
Yes, hello, this is Justin Stagg calling in.
Justin, how you doing, dude?
Fantastic, how are you?
Good, good. Right. You're a filmmaker, writer, director. Where are you from?
Originally from Pennsylvania, but right now I'm set up in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis.
Okay, cool, cool. And how long have you been doing that for?
Let's see, I went to school for graphic design and decided to do a little career shift in the early 2000s. So, gosh, it's been about, 15 years in earnest of just kind of focusing on making films and writing and stuff like that.
Cool, cool. And I saw you make a lot of music videos. What do you prefer to do more, like movies or music videos?
The music videos, I kind of fell in my lap a little bit, where I played in bands and had a lot of friends in the music scene and that were associated with labels and different music genres. So it just seemed like a cool opportunity to learn the craft of filmmaking with where I had some money from these record labels to pay for this stuff. Having not gone to film school, it gave me kind of a playground. I could go and try different things and see how different things functioned and execute different ideas, tonalities, genres, etc.
Yeah, it really seems like by watching your videos, it really seems like you try to capture like a film type experience in them. They're amazing. I love it kind of reminds me almost of like a old school horror movie, some of them, or like a sci-fi type, like an old sci-fi.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
Cool. I was gonna ask, what are your your biggest influences as far as that goes?
I'm a big movie nerd. I love probably Stanley Kubrick is one of my idols. I love the '70s genre. Taxi Driver and a lot of those movies that came out around that time were really influential on me. I'm a big fan of all the Spielberg stuff from the '80s, the Jaws and the E.T. So it's kind of a lot of my scripts I write and the movies I want to make are kind of have kind of that sci-fi fantasy Spielberg edge, but a harder edge to them, more like more of a gritty R-rated version of that stuff. So it's kind of most of my ideas kind of end up in that realm.
Cool. And when you get hired to do a music video, do they come to you and like let you do everything, or do they come to you with an idea, or like a little bit of both?
Yeah, it's been about half and half. When I was doing stuff, sometimes you hear that there's, if you're in touch with the music video commissioner at a record label, they kind of put the word on the street that so-and-so wants to make a video, here's the budget, we're accepting treatments from directors and production companies. So then you kind of listen to the song and come up with your best, idea, or maybe two or three, and submit them, and hopefully they choose yours out of the mix. So it's kind of your ticket in the game. Other times it's bands come directly to me, and I've already worked with them, or they know they've seen my work already, and let's make something together. And then we kind of maybe I'm doing a treatment, or they sort of have a loose idea of what they want to do, and I'm kind of putting my spin on it. So it's been about half and half, with me kind of just cold calling, submitting ideas, and then collaborating with an artist on coming up with something.
That's awesome. And what you have a lot of bands you worked with, from the Foo Fightes to NOFX. What has been one of your favorite artists to work with?
Probably just the Foo Fightes one was really great. Probably the video I did for NOFX was my favorite experience of the stuff I've done, with just being real fun. And early on in my career doing this, getting to work with those guys was really exciting for me. And just the process of making that was so crazy and memorable. That's probably my favorite memory, my favorite project I've worked on, for sure.
How did you get chosen for that? Did you just, like you said, you just threw your idea, you threw your project in there and they chose it?
Yeah, for that one, I've done other videos for bands on the Fat Wreck label that Mike from NoFX is the owner of, the proprietor of. So he kind of saw my stuff already and kind of liked what I was doing, and just got in touch with me about doing something for his band. So it was kind of all snowballed. Yeah.
Awesome. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen go down during production of a music video?
Oh, well, I mean, there's been some rough things that have gone down. It's sometimes the artists have a little bit too much to drink on set, and things don't go well. So people vanish, and you have to go find them.
Oh.
You're sitting around waiting, and you're paying for things people by the hour and things like that, and you're just waiting for the rock stars to show up. So there's a little of that. I don't want to name names or anything, but there's been some rough edges along the way for sure. Yeah.
I heard an interview once with Jim Brewer, and I forget who it was. Was it Rob Zombie maybe? But he did a music video or something with like some rock star. He said the guy like sped into the lot in like a Lamborghini, got out, and like all these empty beer bottles fell out, and he came out swinging a chain. He just came out swinging a chain.
That's amazing. That's fucking metal. That sounds like fucking Rob Zombie or something.
Yeah, well, it was one of those guys. Oh man,
very nice.
What as far as like your movies and stuff go, I did check. I think it was called Domina.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. Did you do that all on your own, or were you hired to do that?
Yeah, that was an interesting one where it was conceived of as a music video originally, but we had so much footage that went beyond the scope of just the music video. So with the permission of the artist, I turned it into a short film as well, where I extended, using the longer takes and
cool.
some of the deleted scenes added back in, and then some sound design. So it was essentially a silent movie. There's not any dialogue in it, so it was everything. We could create all the audio for it after the fact. So it was kind of a afterthought to turn it into a short film, but that was originally a music video. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it was like a female bounty hunter, and she fell in love with the robot she was sent to capture.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a cool concept.
It is really cool. Yeah, really cool. And like I said, that kind of just reminded me of like an old 60s or 50s like sci-fi.
Oh yeah, definitely Barbarella and definitely Roger Corman. The poor man's Star Wars ripoffs that came out overseas and things like that. So it's kind of a little link to that the bad sci-fi, the fun B movie stuff. Yeah.
What are there any upcoming projects that you could talk about?
Yeah, I'm doing I have a bunch of music videos slated for this fall for a pop artist from the Twin Cities here, Jordan Lega, and probably in December I'm going to make a big short film called Hard Labor, where it's basically a siege movie. It's basically Rosemary's Baby in the back of an ambulance, where it's all these satanic cult members coming after this ambulance driver and this woman who's in labor, and her baby is thought to be the Antichrist. So it's kind of this siege, kind of an old-fashioned siege movie, not unlike Night of the Living Dead or something like that, but it's all in the back of an ambulance, so that'll be a fun, like a little 20-minute short film.
Cool.
This is completely off topic, but it just reminded me that over this summer that George Romero died.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on Twitter. I know you're not on there, but yeah, that was
insane, dude.
That was crazy. It was cancer, right?
I believe so, yeah. I believe he was fighting lung cancer.
He was like the father of the zombie genre.
Yes.
Yeah, he invented the genre, yep.
Wow, way to bring down the show, Slim.
I know. I don't know. It's just like you said Night of the Living Dead, and I was like, shit, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, no, that was rough. That was rough.
I actually had a question about, like, besides the music videos you've produced, have you watched any, like, are there any music videos out there that really stand out to you?
Yeah, there's some real masters of the art form. I mean, the guys that influenced me to even try this to begin with, because they're doing such cool stuff with, Spike Jonze and Michel Gondry back in the late 90s were doing some really cool stuff with that art form. And Mark Romanek is another master music video maker. Probably my all-time favorite music video that gives me the most inspiration is one for the band Muse called Knights of Sidonia, where it's like this crazy sci-fi western martial arts mashup that I just thought was one of the coolest things ever. That's probably my all-time favorite music video that I aspire to maybe do something like that.
You had one that I just saw last night. It's like somehow they're all dead, they're all zombies. What was that video? I'm going right now. Reckless Ones, Dead and Gone.
Reckless. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So cool. It's like
thank you.
Post-apocalyptic type almost like world, and and this guy goes to this dance club or whatever, or like this dance hall, and like everybody in there is already dead. Like, so cool. So cool. And your other one, Digging Deep, The melismatics, that just the way you filmed it, the spinning of the room, everything. Like I was loving that video. Very cool.
Oh, awesome! Thank you.
And I never heard of those bands either, so they were definitely cool to check out.
Yeah, those are some hometown heroes. So they haven't made a huge splash. Well, I guess the Reckless ones are pretty well known, and they're part of that rockabilly community. But those both Minneapolis bands.
Yeah.
Now I'm curious, when somebody hires you to do a music video, do you check out their music first to see if it's something you like, or is it just like, all right, this is a job, I'm going to do it?
Yeah, you get a lot of people that approach you online, and there are different levels in their career, and kind of being a self-starter where they're just kind of paying for everything themselves and very independent labels. So I kind of draw the line. I just, if they're serious about doing this and they're professional and they actually have money to do it and they're going to, treat the process professionally, and they're, so long as, something to do with, they're into my idea, then that usually is like a good starting place. Is, are we compatible? Do you like my ideas? Is my vision the right thing for you? Are we going to get along when we're making this thing? So it's you're kind of feeling it out a little bit up front just to see if, because once you kind of get in bed together and get the process started and you pull the plug on it, it's a lot of hard work down the drain. Just kind of making sure the train is going to stay on the tracks, kind of a thing.
Have you ever made something that had to be scrapped?
Let's see. I think almost everything I produced has been released. I'm trying to think if there was. There's been some that had to been the release had to be postponed because we're waiting on that last check from the record label that doesn't show up. So you're just kind of holding their video hostage until you get the money. There's been a little of that kind of hanky-panky, but not too bad. I haven't had any crazy bad experiences where things just didn't come out. Ever.
That's cool.
But, yeah.
That's cool.
Have you turned any projects down, and why?
Yeah, there's some a few people that I've worked with that wanted to work again. It just didn't seem like it was a good. I just didn't think it was a good fit.
Yeah.
To spend time on that again. So I'm always trying to think, how can I grow as a artist and explore new things. I just never want to feel like I'm just doing the same thing again and again. So it's, if it feels too stale, it's like, why am I doing this? So, but.
Are you in a band, Justin?
I am, yeah. I'm actually in the studio, taking a little break from recording right now. I'm in a rock band called the Short Fuses, based out of Minneapolis, and we're gearing up to, we're making a new album this fall that'll probably be released in early 2018, and touring, and I'll probably make some videos for my own band, which will be fun. I haven't done that before.
Cool. What are they called?
The Short Fuses.
Short Fuses, okay. And how long have you guys been together?
When I originally moved to Minnesota, it was to join this band, and we did several tours and made some albums and got to go on tour in Europe and things like that. And then I stopped playing to go do the film stuff, and then eventually they kind of took a break. So we're coming back into this almost 20 years later. we're reuniting and making another album. So it's just kind of more of a just for fun at this point. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What do you do in the band?
I play rhythm guitar and I compose a lot of the songs.
Cool. And videos.
We'll make some videos. That'll be fun.
Cool. What is the craziest thing you've ever seen performing, on stage live?
Gosh, I don't know. Crazy stuff. I'm trying to think.
I don't know.
There's, from different levels of skin being shown to you and things being thrown at stage. So it's pretty crazy. It's loud rock and roll. So we play with some pretty wild acts, pretty wild clubs and patrons. So it gets a little crazy. Yeah.
What was it? One guy we talked to said there was basically a riot that started. And with buses getting flipped and stuff,
Oh wow! Oh yeah, I haven't been in a riot yet. But, knock on wood.
And what was the Kangaroo Project?
Oh, the Kangaroo Project. Yeah, that's that was a local contest where some ad agencies kind of pull their money for a nonprofit organization to make the year I participated in was for a public service announcement on youth AIDS awareness.
Okay.
So it was one of those situations where, similar to what I described for how you compete for music video jobs, where you're submitting a directorial treatment, and other filmmakers are doing the same thing. That's kind of how the advertising agencies work a little bit, where they're accepting, treatments from different filmmakers that they can present to their clients, and they're kind of picking the right person for the job. So that was one where I submitted my treatment, my version of the concept they had, and they kind of picked my idea, and I got to direct the commercial.
Is that how you got your start?
I was already making music videos for, I think, a couple years, but that was one of my earliest. That's certainly the first commercial I got to do. Yeah.
Cool. Because it seemed like that put you on the map when I was checking out your bio and all. That seemed like it was one of your first big things.
Yeah, that was definitely, Minneapolis is a huge hub for ad agencies, and a lot of commercials and corporate video gets shot up here. So it was nice to kind of get me in the door with some of those people for, the kind of the gigs to kind of fill in between the fun music video stuff, So that was definitely a great little piece to be a part of.
Awesome. What was I gonna say? I don't know. Sorry about the confusion, dude. I didn't see your message till, like I said, after I went on to see if you were gonna come on. Then I saw you messaged me an hour ago. I felt bad, dude.
Oh no. With the different time zone, I had it plugged into my calendar both ways. I did a double entry, so I panicked a little bit. I don't want to miss the show, so I was just kind of standing by, but no big deal. All good on my end.
That's why I'm like, fuck. I hope I was hoping I didn't miss you.
No, not at all. All good.
What in everything you've done, what are you most proud of?
I as much as I love the immediacy of directing things and getting to see your vision come together, something about screenwriting for me is probably the most magical, where you're basically just starting with a blank piece of paper and turning it into something. It's like alchemy, you're just turning it into a property or a story or something that you can sell or, develop into visual. So for me, just being alone with the computer writing, I'm most proud of some of the work I've done in that arena, the screenwriting side of it, probably.
Nice. That's really cool calling it alchemy. That's really interesting. I never thought of it like that, but you're right. It's like you're creating something out of nothing.
Yeah,
it's basically out of thin air,
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. We have to wrap this up, Justin, but thank you so much for talking to us, dude.
Oh, my great pleasure. Thanks for having me on. Lots of fun.
No problem, dude. And where can everybody find you?
Yeah, you can check out most of my work on my website, www.justinstaggs.com, and also my YouTube channel, so just youtube.com/Justin Staggs, no spaces. You can check out my work and
awesome.
Give me a holler.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Stagg is 2 G's.
2 G's, yes, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Take care.
You too. Have a good one.
You have a good night.